who were the dancing Israelis of 9/11 and why, 24 years later, do people think the Jews did it? If you've never heard of the dancing Israelis conspiracy theory, let me fill you in. In the years since 9/11, dozens of theories have bounced around the internet blaming different groups for the attacks of September 11th. But the one that's really stuck? The one that's blaming the Jews. But where did this particular theory come from? It all started with a tip. On the morning of September 11th, after the planes had hit the towers, a New Jersey housewife looked out of her window to see 5 men standing on a van on the cliffside overlooking the Manhattan skyline and the Twin Towers. She called the police to report them, claiming they seemed suspicious. The 5 men, who happened to be Israeli, were arrested later that day by the FBI after the housewife's tip-off. After weeks of interrogation, the men all signed documents admitting that they'd overstayed their visa and they were deported back to Israel. A report by the FBI cleared their names later that year. According to the FBI, none of the men had any advanced knowledge of the attacks and none of them were involved in illegal surveillance activity on behalf of Israel or any other government. So where did the idea of the dancing Israelis come from? In a 2004 USA Today article, the father of Mohammed Atta, one of the 9/11 hijackers, alleged that there were Jews dancing and celebrating the attacks, a fact that he couldn't be aware of given he was thousands of miles away when the attacks took place. This was one of several theories popularized in the Arab world in the 2000s after the attacks, a place where incidentally there was celebration and dancing after the events of 9/11. Fueled by the fact that in the wake of 9/11 the FBI rounded up thousands of men from all over the world, 100 of whom happened to be Israeli and were no longer charged, it snowballed around the anti-Semitic parts of the internet to become a theory that is referenced time and time again, especially on places like Twitter. And now, as anti-Semitism is gaining traction in a post-October 7th world, this theory has found a new audience. So despite the Israelis having nothing to do with 9/11 and not even dancing, this theory has become commonplace. But just like the false rumours that no Jews died in 9/11, or that Mossad organised the attacks, or that the whole thing was a scheme by the building's Jewish owners to collect the insurance payouts, the truth doesn't matter as long as you can blame the Jews.